Welcome back to the Morning Blend. The heat is on. It's not only unpleasant, but it can lead to a high risk of heart-related illnesses and injuries.
Dr. Justin Maxwell from Healthcare Partners Nevada is here with tips on how to stay safe in the sun. Justin is a primary care physician. As a matter of fact, he's my primary care physician. It's great having you back, buddy.
Thank you. Hello, nice to see you again.
This time of year, every time the heat hits, I start to get headaches in the summertime. Heat exhaustion seems to hit a lot of us this time of year.
Correct, and that is actually the most common cause. You have heat exhaustion and you have heat stroke, and it's very important that people understand the difference between the two. Heat exhaustion, typically people develop muscle cramps, they get headache, they're dehydrated, they can have nausea, vomiting. That is different. Think of it as a mild dehydration.
Yeah.
That is different from heat stroke, which is a medical emergency. Fevers over 104 degrees, central nervous system problems, not knowing your name, not knowing where you are, who you are, seizures. So it's very important that people understand those signs, because people who suffer from heat stroke should go to the emergency room. Heat exhaustion is something that can easily be treated at your local urgent care, IV fluids, helps keep the congestion in the ER down. Healthcare Partners does have 4 urgent cares. Our main one, which is open 24/7, is on 4880 South Wind Road.
So if you have heat stroke, you should go to the ER?
Absolutely. That is a life-threatening emergency.
You can't sit there, pound a bunch of water, or ice yourself?
No, you can't. You actually lose the ability to sweat, which is why your temperature goes up.
That's the big difference.
That is the
between
big
that and
difference.
exhaustion.
Exactly. Yeah. So what you do is you take your hands, you put it under the arms, groin, and it's dry. The skin is very hot, and you can't sweat.
So with exhaustion, you actually are perspiring a little more than you normally would.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. So these urgent cares, then, would that be considered an ER? Or should we just be going to like a big hospital?
Any emergency room, they're equipped to handle heat stroke.
Gotcha.
Yes.
And is that easily treatable once you get to the ER?
Depends on how far along
Severe?
you are. Yes, but I mean, people do die from it. We've had a few deaths already here in Las Vegas from heat stroke.
Wow.
No kidding.
So let's talk about sun protection.
Yes.
Is that something that's important year-round here, or just in the summertime?
That's a really good question. It is actually year-round, and it's important that people understand the different types of ultraviolet radiation. So we have UVA and UVB. UVA is about 95% of the rays that get into our atmosphere. Think of A as aging, so your wrinkling, your sunspots, your cancers, okay, things like that. UVB, think of B as burning. So when you develop sunburns, which is 5% of the rays, and that's what the SPF factor does. The SPF factor only protects you against the UVB. So when you have SPF 15, about 93% is blocked. SPF of 30, 97% is blocked. SPF of 50, it's only 1% difference, 98. Wow. So anything over 50, you're basically wasting your money.
No question, because they do charge you more for SPF.
They do charge you more, and you're not really, the benefit at that point becomes negligible. It's also important, there's also something called UPF, which is the ultraviolet protective factor. And this is how well your clothes actually block the ultraviolet radiation from penetrating your body. And you can buy things that you can add to your detergent that will last 20, 30 washings that will actually absorb those rays, so it's not getting into your body.
No kidding. Wow.
Is that why we see a lot of construction workers wear long sleeves as well? They don't want to burn, and they're protecting themselves.
Correct. And it's just like SPF, they have their own rating, so certain clothing will actually protect you more. So if the fibers are closer aligned together versus loose, that will protect you.
Yeah, because you look at them and you think, God, you're so hot wearing a long sleeve shirt in the middle of the summer, but there's a reason they're doing that.
Exactly.
And that's why, to protect themselves.
I mean, you see some people this time of year, myself included, we just stay out of the sun totally, and I have a vitamin D deficiency because of it. Is there a way to safely be outside this time of year? Or?
There is. Just make sure that you are staying hydrated, you're applying your sunscreen, preferably about 1 ounce or the size of a shot glass. The key is to make sure you're applying sunscreen 30 minutes prior to going outside, and then every 2 hours, unless you are sweating or if you are swimming, apply it after you get out of the pool.
Gotcha.
Well, now, Healthcare Partners are known for its total care model. Can you explain to us what that means?
Yeah, so I like to think of it as the VIP of medicine without having to pay that high cost that you see with the boutique medicines.
The concierge service.
Exactly, concierge. We have primary care doctors, we have specialist nurses. We all work together to coordinate care. It helps redundancy or repetitive testing. And we also, it's the only one of its kind in Las Vegas, but we also educate our patients on the other many benefits they have, such as free membership to gyms, creating meal plans, and workout plans as well.
Wow,
Yeah.
That's awesome. If we want to find the healthcare partners, whether it be the urgent care near us or a primary care physician, how do we do so?
Go to our website at www.hcpnv.com.
Now, any other quick tips that we didn't ask you about regarding the sun and sun protection that we should know about?
I would probably say make sure you're wearing a hat, and as well as sunglasses to protect the eyes, especially if you have light eyes, to prevent development of early cataracts.
And do they have to have certain blockage?
They do. They actually specify on the lens if they are going to protect you with UV radiation, and that's the important thing, to make sure that you actually see that logo.
That's a good tip, yeah.
It's great having you, buddy.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Stay safe in the summer sun. You want to find out more about healthcare partners physicians nearest you, you can visit hcpnv.com. They're also on Facebook and Twitter.